following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Coming up tonight on Live at 4, 2 weeks after a gas explosion in the city of Canton, stores are starting to reopen. We have an update from the town along with how the city is decorating a little bit differently for the holidays this year.
And the Illinois budget crisis takes its toll in many departments across campus. Find out what university employees are doing to fill in the gaps ahead.
And in weather, there's a chance you could see some of the white stuff coming out of the sky very soon. December is here and it's bringing winter weather with it.
Lee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. 2 weeks ago, a town 40 miles east of Macomb was picking up the pieces of their downtown square after a third-party contractor hit a gas line.
Ameren responded to the gas leak, and while on the scene, an explosion occurred that was felt for miles. News 3's Emily Manley traveled back to Canton Wednesday and is in the newsroom with the story. Emily?
Brian Redrick, it's amazing. 2 weeks after this massive explosion
square
in Canton, Illinois, they're starting to decorate for Christmas. You would never guess that 2 weeks ago, but now the town is in the Christmas spirit.
The downtown square of Canton is decorating for the holidays a little bit different this year. The town of around 15,000 people decorate plywood that stands in place of windows and doors. On November 16th, the square was covered in debris after a gas explosion that shook the ground for miles. One man died and dozens injured. Alice Herrick owns the sweet shop on the square and was in the back making peanut brittle when the bomb-like explosion happened.
It was just a great big, you could feel the building like squeeze and release and a big explosion. Of course, it happened really fast. And we just ran outside to see what it was because we had no idea.
Alice says it felt like an earthquake, but the noise was unlike anything she has heard before.
But the sound, the explosion, it's hard to describe what that sounded like.
Windows and doors were shattered, pieces of buildings and objects from inside the businesses scattered the area. 2 weeks later, the town is now preparing for the holidays and their annual Christmas walk. Alice says the best way for anyone to help now is to support the local businesses.
If they would just shop their little local shops right now, it's just really, really important now, especially after the explosion. And that's really the best thing that you can do for a small business.
Now, a few of the stores around the Canton Square has still not been open. JCPenney's is planned to open this Friday, and there's a bridal shop right on the edge of the square that is not sure if they're reopening yet. They had a lot of debris that went into their store, their windows and their doors all shattered in the store, and then a lot of the gowns that the bridal store had were ruined and were fallen over. But this Friday, December 2nd, the Chamber of Commerce has worked extremely hard to make sure that the Christmas walk is still going to go on. A lot of the stores have worked very hard to make sure that they've cleaned their stores up and they've boarded up the windows, but on this Friday, the old-fashioned Christmas walk will be taking place on the downtown Canton Square from 4 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. with shopping, Christmas caroling, and also many good things to eat and drink. But that's it for now. Reporting live in the newsroom, Emily Manley, News 3.
Thank you, Emily. The implementation of a federal labor act is being suspended, affecting plans here at Western Illinois University. The Federal Labor Standards Act regulates overtime, fair wages, and other employment standards across the nation. A change to the act was going to require WIU to examine 150 salaried employees making less than $47,500 a year. On Tuesday last week, a federal judge in Texas issued an injunction, meaning the plans WIU had created are suspended until further notice.
This was required for us to comply. We were ready to comply, and now we're going with status quo until we hear further.
Bierman says it is unclear when there will be an update on the mandate. He says it will most likely be after the first of the year and after President-elect Donald Trump's administration transitions in.
Well, temperatures are a bit cooler outside, but we are average for this time of year. There's also a chance of snow coming this weekend.
Meteorologist JT Greider has a look at the temperatures for First Weather. JT?
Currently here in Macomb, we have a temperature of 38 degrees, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels about 25, and that's thanks to the wind out of the west at 16 miles an hour currently right now. It's going to change a little bit in the coming days. But if we look at a region, we see that our temperatures are right around the upper 30s to a few spots down around 40 in Quincy and in Springfield. Again, that's going to change, but our Midwest weather tracker right now shows not a whole lot, but that will change coming into this weekend. More on that ahead.
All right, JT, thank you very much. Well, over the past few months, we've seen the Illinois budget crisis come crashing down on rural transit agencies, including right here in McDonough County.
But an update in the situation has employees and citizens taking a big sigh of relief. News 3's Megan Sanchez is live. On one of those public transportation vehicles, the Go West bus, that means so much to this community. Megan, what can you tell us?
You can see we're actually moving. The public transportation vehicles like this are used every day by residents in McDonough County to get them where they need to go. But the free service was in danger of being cut due to lack of state funding. Earlier this week, a federal reimbursement came into the Department of Public Transportation here in McDonough County of $275,000. This is going to help a lot. October and November are low revenue months for the state of Illinois, but this federal money came in just in time for Christmas.
I've heard a lot of comments on, oh, we're so glad that, the money came in and don't have to worry about that. So, especially during the holidays, it's a hard time to have to worry about your job or transportation, so.
Now, like I said, October and November are low revenue months for the state of Illinois, which has caused them to get behind on payments for downstate transit agencies across the state. But December is a higher revenue month due to the holiday season, so Nathan Cobb is hopeful that they will receive some kind of state funding this month. If not, they will have to look at more contingency plans, but we will keep you updated as this story develops. For now, reporting live from home, for News 3, I'm Megan Sanchez.
Thank you very much, Megan. Well, budget cuts and layoffs are taking a toll across departments around the campus as well. You may have noticed the impact that it's had on maintenance. WIU Budget Director Matt Bierman says maintenance staff were part of the layoffs that occurred in the spring. Many department faculty have had to step up to empty trash and do other custodial tasks. Bierman says he's glad that people are doing their part, and he's trying to do his part too.
Certainly it has changed life for all of us. I carry my trash to a central location now, and you know what, there's nothing wrong with that. I go to that central location on a daily basis anyway, so we all kind of have to work together through this.
Bierman says facilities management is not the only department that has seen cuts. There are also investments in technology on campus that need to be made, but are being put off due to the budget cuts.
Lincoln, Washington, and Grody students may soon feel safer when crossing the street to catch a Go West bus. Student Government Association members say the Gold bus stop across from the residence halls has been a safety issue for its residents. The issue, low visibility when crossing the street and not being able to see past the bus when cars drive past. SGA President DeVille Siripskady tells the General Assembly that the change will be effective on January 1st. She says the new bus stop location will not change unless there are problems there.
So for right now, it's going to be permanent unless there's any problems with that area. Me and Keitra, who's in charge of the bus stop over there, she pretty much said that we can try this out, and if it works, we're going to keep it. Great. And then if there's something wrong, some issues come up, then we can explore the idea of maybe changing it back or finding another solution.
A bill was passed by the SGA last week to change the location of the bus stop. She says the new stop will be located not far from the corner of Clay Street.
Well, still to come on Live at 4, Macomb's big holiday event begins tomorrow. We'll have a preview of all the Christmas characters you can meet at this year's Dickens on the Square.
And later on, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at one assisted living facility on the edge of town. Find out how you can join the holiday cheer ahead. But first, Jason Chauvin has a preview of sports. Jason?
Thanks, Bree. The WIU women's basketball team is in the middle of their longest road trip of the season. Stick around as we hear from head coach J.D. Gravina and junior guard Morgan Bloomer as we recap Tuesday's game against Mizzou and look forward to the last leg of the trip against Marquette. More Live at 4 on the other side of this break.
All in high definition. Live at 4 is back in a moment.
I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Garrett Covington chose Western Illinois University because of the law enforcement program and the chance to be a Leatherneck.
Western has one of the best law enforcement programs in the nation, and I get to play the game I love. Whether I go pro or I go to law school, because of Western, I would take my success to another level. I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
Lee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back. At least 7 people have now died in the devastating wildfires that continue to burn in Sevier County, Tennessee. This drone video gives a different perspective of the wildfires around Gatlinburg, Tennessee. This was shot by CNN reporter Andrew Duncan. He describes the area as a war zone. You can see shells of burned houses, scorched trees, and a smoky haze covering the area. About 14,000 residents and tourists were told to leave the area on Monday. The next chance for rain is Saturday and Sunday.
And in local news, political science faculty held a post-election panel discussion yesterday. They analyzed the results of the presidential and legislative election. Associate Professor Jonathan Day compared the actual results with presidential forecast models. He explained how the models work and how significant they actually are during elections.
No, I actually think that if you look at the forecasting models that the political scientists ran, most of them are right on point in terms of the two-party vote split. And what it'll do is it'll help to fine-tune future models in predicting election outcomes.
Day also says these models are not the same as election polls and surveys. The polls predicted Clinton to win the presidency. Day says the polls were wrong because of possible closeted Trump supporters and the lack of eligible voters.
Before, I always look at the issues and the stances that candidates take on policy issues, specifically because, like Dr. Day was saying, sometimes candidates will take positions that don't align with the political party that they affiliate with, and that's why the issues and the stances they take are way more important than the political party that they affiliate with.
Tomlinson urges future voters to focus on policies and what candidates stand for, not what political party they are.
Well, a student organization is teaming up with the Salvation Army to bring Christmas to children in need. Western's all-volunteer effort is sponsoring an angel tree. The Salvation Army's Angel Tree program is a way for people in the community to give Christmas presents to children in low-income families. The WIU organization WAVE has its tree in the student union. People can take an angel from the tree, which describes a child. You can buy gifts for your angel and bring them to Western Student Organization Center from now until December 9th.
The holiday season is here, and so is Macomb's annual Dickens on the Square. Downtown Development Director Kristen Terry tells us this year, lots of visitors will be attending the festival.
Santa at the train station at 6:18 because he will be coming in on the train, and he will be greeting people at the train station. We have the horse-drawn trolley rides. We have Mirda, Belle and Prince. We have the Grinch, Frosty the Snowman.
This year's theme is a magical holiday. The highlight of the event is Santa's Zephyr Express train. Santa and friends are riding the Amtrak from Quincy to Macomb on Friday evening. The festivities will end on Saturday evening. Terry says it's the community coming together that makes this event possible.
It's an amazing experience to see this historic downtown come alive in such an era, and how many people are devoted to our community as volunteering to be and to put this event on.
Join us tomorrow morning at 9 for our award-winning show, Good Morning Macomb, as News 3's Emily Manley is joined by Downtown Development Director Kristen Terry and Mayor Mike Inman, who will talk about the great activities going on this weekend at Dickens on the Square. Grab your coffee and join us at 9.
Coming up next on Live at 4, News 3's JT Grider is in Storm Team 3's Weather Center with a look at the chance of snow this weekend.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
I think what I love most about News 3 is that we're really provided with a real-world experience. We're able to get hands-on work in news, and it's very similar to what you would find in a real newsroom, but everyone around here is really good about pushing you to be your best. News 3 has really taught me to believe in myself, and that if you work hard, you can achieve anything you want. News can sometimes be really tricky, and you have a lot of roadblocks. All of us hold each other to really high standards, and I think that really shows in our newscasts.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Live at 4. Taking a look at our current surface map, we see that these clouds have really built in, and they've been in place pretty much all day, and that's keeping our temperatures down and not letting them rise too quick as that sun's not coming out. We see a boundary off to our north, and that's producing some rain over the lakes and some snow back over here across Minnesota and South Dakota. We're expecting our first official snowfall. I know we had some flurries the other day and sleet yesterday, but our first official snowfall will be coming in Saturday into Sunday. So as we take a look, we see the rain starting to appear Saturday night. We move ahead, it's still pushing in our direction. But then we see some snow starting to pop up down by St. Louis and then into central Iowa. That's going to start to continue to build into the Illinois area. Now, I'm expecting this to really build in even farther as our cold air is going to start dipping down from Canada and turning that rain over into snow. It's going to be a mix at first, but then it's going to really switch over into our snow event. And then we should end off with rain as it pushes out of our area by Sunday evening, possibly into a little bit of Monday early morning. What are we expecting to see out of this? Not a whole lot. We're expecting about a little under an inch, about half an inch accumulation. Now that's if our ground can get cold enough. Right now we're sitting about 55 to 60 degrees of ground temperature, so it's not going to allow much accumulation to form, if any. So if you're going to want to see it, you're going to want to go out and look during the day because it won't last for much longer than that evening. If we look ahead to our forecast for tonight, if my graphics will go, they're not advancing, there they go. We have mostly cloudy skies, low of 30, winds out of the west at 7 miles an hour. Tomorrow, we are expecting mostly cloudy skies once again. Our high is only supposed to be 41. As those clouds are going to be in place, they're not going to allow our temperature to rise Ahead of this low that's pushing in, it's going to start bringing in more clouds, and it's going to keep our temperatures really low. Now, that won't let them drop very much into Friday night before Saturday, and then Saturday into Sunday, they won't drop too much. If we look at our 5-day forecast from the Storm Team 3, as soon as my graphics advance, you will see that we have those cloudy skies for Friday, but then Saturday, cloudy skies again. But then if we look into Sunday, we see that those snow chances really start to return. We have rain-snow mix early on Sunday as that rain starting to switch over Saturday night into Sunday. It's going to switch over at some point in the day. I'm not for sure exactly when that'll adjust with the accumulations. We're going to find out more tomorrow on that as well.
I cannot wait for that first snow. I'm so
I cannot
excited.
wait either. I want to see that white stuff before Christmas.
So, Jason, what does that mean for sports?
Well, Bree, I mean, we're going to be moving inside for sports. They like to keep it warm. But coming up after the break, we have new information regarding the Macomb High Athletic Conference as they try to switch from West Central over to the Prairie Land Conference. And the All-Missouri Valley Football Conference team was announced this week. I talked to Western Illinois' Brett Taylor and Lance Lenore about the honor of being named to the All-Conference team. All that coming up next on Live at 4.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules. You tell me to stay away from drugs. To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
My favorite thing about NEWS3 is you're constantly working with someone. If you're not going to work with someone, then your show's not going to go right. NEWS3 has really got me ready and prepared for the outside world. Traveling to do a tornado story, or if that even means traveling to Iowa to cover third graders. I get to work with some fantastic people. It wouldn't be the show that it was today without the production crew, without our anchors, without our talent. It's really a team effort, and I'm beyond blessed to be able to be here.
Welcome back to Live at 4. We have an update regarding the Macomb High Athletic Conference. Macomb High Athletic Director Dave Bartlett has confirmed that Prairie Land Conference officials have turned down the MHS application to join the conference. For the time being, the Bombers will remain a part of the West Central Conference that has only 3 football teams. Bartlett went on to say that the Bombers will continue to look for another place to land, and we have this just in, that the Three Rivers Conference has also no plans of expansion. Over to the hardwood now. The Western Illinois women's basketball team dropped their first game in more than 2 weeks against Mizzou on Tuesday. Leatherneck head coach J.D. Gravina said he's proud of the team's defensive efforts and composure on the road.
Just trying to battle on the boards. I think the way we won the turnover battle, honestly, we were beating them to loose balls and a lot of the long rebounds. So a lot of it was effort. I thought we did a good job keeping our composure too. When they'd make a run, their crowd would get going. We answered almost every time.
WIU continues their road trip when they travel to take on Marquette tomorrow night. Junior guard Morgan Bloomer says a goal for the team is to put on a good performance for the traveling Leatherneck fans.
Yeah, I think so. I think like with them being like kind of like louder and like our fans, like I think I've got some more to play for, like our fans, more to play for them and like want to win for them because like they don't get to see us play. It's like why not give them a W so when they're there.
Over to the football field, the All-Missouri Valley Football Conference team was announced this week, and WIU has 2 representatives. Junior linebacker Brett Taylor and senior wide receiver Lance Lenore made the team after stellar individual seasons. I was able to speak with Taylor and Lenore about receiving the honor.
You got to treat every practice just like it's a game. You know, we're working with a great group of linebackers every single day, and you got to try to outwork everyone else. You know, and then if you're working hard, you're making everyone else better. And then Coach Fisher's doing a great job coaching up the linebackers. He gives his all every single day, and I just really appreciate that.
I believe it's my work ethic. I go out there and I work hard. I always play with a chip on my shoulder, so I always have that motivation and grind to go out there and do something. And like I said, just working hard and it pays off. So just thankful for that.
Lenore's playing days at Hanson Field may be over, but he brings lots of memories with him. And as for Taylor, he has plenty to build on for his senior season in 2017.
The playoff run from last year. Kind of fell short this year, but you know, things happen. But just remember the memories here at Western. My teammates, you know, building a bond with them over the 4 years, and just having the privilege to play here and be at this wonderful school, university. So that's kind of what I remember.
Keep working, you know. I can't stop working. We got 2 weeks off after this end of the year, but I know most of the guys, including myself, are already eager to get back into it, doing optional things, going to yoga, working on flexibility, strength, speed, all that different kind of stuff, and you'll see a different team next year.
The next season may be over, but just yesterday, Lance Lenore announced on his social media page that he will take part in the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl in Daytona Beach, Florida on January 27th. That's all for sports. Final word is next.
Hillary Dunn was convinced that Western Illinois University would invest in her.
My classes, friends, teachers, and activities have had a tremendous impact on my time here.
Hillary's passion for learning and helping others will lead her down a successful path.
Whether I choose graduate school or missionary work, I'll serve to the best of my ability because I am a success story. I am a Lebanon.
Think purple, think success, think Western Illinois University.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I'd have to say it's just the fact that you can get involved right away. You walk in the door and you can learn all the equipment. And I've been able to anchor, I've been able to be a DJ on our student-run radio station here. I've been able to work any of the camera equipment and the audio equipment. The fact that you can get involved right away. Everybody's really friendly. They welcome you right when you walk in the door. And you report the news, but you can also have fun stories and hard news stories and conflicting stories. But yet you just get such a real-life experience here at News 3. Grand Prairie of Macomb is officially ready for the holidays. Last night they held their annual Christmas lighting, and this year there are more lights than ever.
Yes, there is. It's all a way to get dozens of senior citizens living there into the holiday spirit and to provide something for the community too.
The residents get excited about it. Today we got Christmas decorations out and they helped decorate the inside of Grand Prairie. And this is kind of our way of giving back to them. It just helps the spirit, and it also ties it in with the community so they can enjoy it as well.
Grand Prairie also partners with Wesley Village Retirement Community across the street. Macomb residents are welcome to drive through the lights anytime this season, so be sure to stop by and turn your radio to the Christmas station because the lights change with the beat.
Yes, they do. That should be quite the sight. That's all for us today.
Join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for our award-winning show, Good Morning Macomb. And we're also online all the time.
Stay
up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Just search our handle, News3WIU.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.